Mechanicsville shows up in a lot of Richmond area searches, and at first glance, buyers usually think they understand it. North of Richmond, Hanover County, close to I-295, more affordable than some of the better-known West End suburbs. Seems simple enough. Then they start driving it. That's when Mechanicsville gets more interesting, because this area is not one single thing. There's a 360 side, there's a 301 side, there are established neighborhoods with older ranchers and split levels, there are newer construction communities with very different price points and lifestyles. Some streets feel settled and practical, other pockets feel more spread out, newer, or tied to future growth. I had a client not long ago who found me on YouTube. She was relocating from Northern Virginia and buying her very first home. She was ready to own something now that she was in a market where that actually felt possible. She was not looking for a full renovation project. What she wanted was a home with good bones, some character, and enough room to make it feel like hers over time. We found her a cute little rancher right down from Pole Green Produce. It was exactly the kind of home she had been describing even before she fully understood why Mechanicsville fit. That search is what I want to walk you through in this video today, because Mechanicsville can be a really smart answer for the right buyer, but only if you understand which part of Mechanicsville you are actually choosing. I was born in Mechanicsville, so when I tell you this area takes more than a map search to understand, I mean that literally. Let's talk about what it actually feels like before you buy here. Hey y'all, I'm Holly Fye, and I help people relocate to the Richmond, Virginia area with a clearer understanding of how the city, the counties, the suburbs, and the surrounding communities actually feel once you live here. Mechanicsville is one of those places that can look straightforward online. You see the map, you check the commute, you compare prices, you notice Hanover County. The listing photos may make it seem like you are choosing between similar homes in the same general area. That's not really how Mechanicsville works. The corridor matters, the exact location matters, the commute direction matters. The difference between older resale and new construction can change the entire search. Even the road names can confuse you if you are not local. So before you fall in love with a Mechanicsville listing, I want to help you understand the area in a way that actually supports your decision. Let's start with the biggest thing most buyers do not know. The single most important thing to understand before searching in Mechanicsville is this. There's a 360 side and a 301 side, and they do not feel the same. Route 360, also called Mechanicsville Turnpike, is the most developed corridor. This side has been built out for a long time. You'll find established neighborhoods, grocery stores, restaurants, medical facilities, retail, and the kind of everyday infrastructure that makes life feel practical without much planning. If you've visited Mechanicsville before, this may be the version you experienced. Route 301 is a different conversation. That corridor is growing. New construction activity is happening there. Newer communities are coming up. Some stretches still feel less built out than the 360 side, but that is changing. For buyers who find the right community there now, the draw may be getting into an area before the growth feels fully finished. That does not make one side better than the other. It just means they solve different problems. The 360 side may feel more established and convenient. The 301 side may appeal if you're watching growth, new construction, and future development patterns. Here is a local detail that trips people up. Meadowbridge Road and Pole Green Road are actually the same road. The name changes depending on which end you're on. If you're searching online or trying to navigate an unfamiliar area, that can create real confusion. You may think you're looking at two different routes when it is one continuous road with two names. Knowing that before you start driving saves a lot of frustration. This corridor distinction changes the conversation around commute, convenience, errands, and daily rhythm. It's not a small detail. It can affect whether a home feels easy to live in or just good on paper. Mechanicsville is practical in the best sense. It's not trying to be trendy. It's not trying to feel curated. This is a community where people have lived for generations, where new buyers are still finding opportunities, and where daily life tends to feel manageable rather than complicated. Access is one of the area's real strengths. 295 runs through Mechanicsville and gives you useful connections in several directions. You can head north towards Ashland and Fredericksburg. You can go east towards the airport and eastern Henrico. You can move south towards Richmond and beyond. For buyers who commute, travel often, or need flexibility, that access matters. Everyday services are also part of the appeal. Mechanicsville has grocery stores, restaurants, medical offices, retail, and the basic stops you need during a normal week. It's not short pump level retail density, and it's not trying to be. You are not getting the same concentration of shopping, restaurants, and big box convenience in every direction. The essentials are covered though, and that is a big reason the area works for a lot of buyers. Bon Secours Memorial Regional Medical Center is right there as well. That kind of access may not feel exciting when you're browsing listings, but it can matter a lot once you live nearby. What Mechanicsville does not offer is big city energy. If you're coming from Northern Virginia, New York, DC, or another dense metro, and you're looking for walkable urban activity, constant movement, or feeling that the city is happening all around you, Mechanicsville will not deliver that. This is a suburban and semi-rural community with a quieter, more settled pace. For the right buyer, this is the real appeal. For someone who wants more activity around them, the quiet can start to feel limiting after the move. The honest version is this: Mechanicsville can make a lot of sense if you want practical access, a mix of resale and new construction, and a more manageable price point than some of the West End markets. If you're looking for urban energy or a dense walkable lifestyle, I would want you to compare other parts of the Richmond Metro before deciding this is the right fit. Mechanicsville covers a lot of geographic ground, and the home styles reflect that range. In the more established parts of the area, you will find older neighborhoods with ranchers, split levels, and traditional single-family homes that have been a part of this community for decades. These homes often come with mature trees, established lots, and the kind of character that takes time to develop. They may also need updating. For the right buyer, that could be a good thing. If you want a home with solid bones, a practical layout, and the opportunity to choose your own finishes over time, the resale market in Mechanicsville can be appealing. That was exactly what my client from Northern Virginia found. She did not need perfect. She needed something real, livable, and worth making her own. Pole Green Road and the surrounding streets have that settled Mechanicsville feel. It's not flashy. It's not overly polished. This is where you may find good lot sizes, homes with history, and neighborhoods that feel like they've been a part of the community for a long time. Then you have the newer pockets, especially around the 301 corridor. Two communities are worth calling out because they show how different the Mechanicsville new construction market can be. Valletta Point by Eagle Construction is on the Route 301 corridor. It includes 28 cottage-style new construction single-family homes with a low-maintenance feel and walkable access to nearby coffee shops, restaurants, and a grocery store. Homes have been advertised starting in the mid-300,000 range, but always verify current pricing and availability before making plans around those numbers. Eagle Construction is a well-known Central Virginia builder, and you may have seen their work at communities like West Broad Village and Green Gate near Short Pump. For a buyer who wants new construction, a cottage feel, and a more manageable price point, Valletta Point is one of the more distinctive options to understand. Shady Grove Park by RCI Builders is a different product. That community offers half-acre lots near 295 with new construction homes that have been advertised starting around the high $500,000. Floor plans range from roughly 1,800 to over 3,200 square feet, depending on the home. Again, pricing and availability can change, so those numbers should be verified directly before you make decisions. RCI is a locally owned Virginia builder that has been building in this market for years, and they know Hanover County well. If you want more space, a real lot, newer construction, and highway access, Shady Grove Park may belong in the conversation. Those two communities show the range. Valletta Point and Shady Grove Park are both Mechanicsville area new construction options, but they are not serving the same buyer. Different price points, different lot sizes, different maintenance expectations, different daily routines. That's why you cannot treat Mechanicsville as one simple search. If you're relocating to the Richmond area and Mechanicsville is on your list, or you want help comparing it to other parts of Hanover County and the broader metro, I put together a free Richmond relocation guide to help you start sorting through the area. You can get that through the link in the description or scan the QR code here and have the guide sent directly to your inbox. You can also grab a time on my calendar for a real conversation about your specific situation here. No pressure, no sales pitch, just a practical conversation about your move, your budget, your timing, and the kind of life you are trying to build here. Let me tell you about the places that end up in people's regular rotation once they actually live here. This is the side of Mechanicsville that does not show up in the listing photos. Giovanni's Pizza, right here behind me, is first on my list. I've mentioned it in other videos, and I will say it again here. In my opinion, this is the best pizza in Richmond. It's locally owned, family operated, and I drive from Shore Pump to get it. That should tell you something. If you move to Mechanicsville and have not tried Giovanni's, put it on your list. Williams Bakery, also right here behind me, is another local staple. The donuts are exceptional and the French apple pie is the best I've had. This is the kind of place that becomes part of a Saturday morning without much planning. You stop in once, and then it just becomes something you do. Whole Grain Produce is right near where my client found her rancher, and it gives you a real connection to Hanover County's agricultural character. Fresh local produce, seasonal staples, and that feeling of buying from a place that actually belongs to the area. Hanover County is famous for its tomatoes, and produce stands like this are one of the quiet benefits of living on this side of the Richmond Metro. Hanover Tavern is another place worth knowing. It's on Route 301 in Hanover and is one of the oldest surviving taverns in the United States. The original structure dates back to the 1700s and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. George Washington and the Marquis de Lafayette stayed there during the Revolutionary War, and Patrick Henry used it as a law office early in his career. Today, it is a full-service restaurant and pub, a theater venue with Virginia Repertory Theater productions, and a place that hosts local events throughout the year. It's the kind of spot that anchors a community. You can go for dinner, see a show, attend a seasonal event, and feel like you're standing inside a piece of history in Hanover County. These places matter because they tell you something real about daily and weekend life. Mechanicsville is not an anonymous suburb. It has local businesses, long-standing spots, county history, and places that help people feel connected to where they live. Let's talk about the commute picture, because this is where buyer expectations sometimes separate from reality. Mechanicsville sits north and east of Richmond, and that means your experience changes depending on where you need to go. Heading into Richmond City, going west towards Short Pump or Innsbrook, reaching the airport, or driving south towards Chesterfield can all feel different from the same starting point. I-295 is one of the biggest practical advantages. It connects you north towards Ashland and 95, east towards the airport and eastern Henrico, and south towards other parts of the metro. That access gives Mechanicsville flexibility. The 360 corridor gives you a fairly direct route into Richmond City from the north side. If you're commuting into the city regularly, I would test that drive at the times you would actually be on the road. A Sunday afternoon drive will not tell you what your weekday commute feels like. If your work is in Innsbrook, West Creek, or Western Henrico, you are crossing the metro in a different direction. That drive may run closer to 30 to 40 minutes depending on your starting point, destination, and traffic. It may be manageable, it may not be the best fit. You need to know before you buy. For remote workers, retirees, frequent travelers, or anyone who does not have a daily commute, Mechanicsville's location can feel much more flexible. You can reach different parts of the metro when you need to without being tied to one narrow corridor every morning. Richmond International Airport is also usually around 20 to 25 minutes away, depending on your exact location. If you travel often, that can be a real advantage compared with addresses farther west. The point is not that Mechanicsville is convenient for every possible commute. It is that the location needs to be tested against your actual routine. Drive the routes, check the timing, look at where you will spend your weeks. That tells you more than the map alone. Mechanicsville is in Hanover County, and that matters for taxes, services, schools, and the overall feel of the area. Hanover has a specific identity, part suburban, part rural, deeply rooted in Virginia history, still tied to agriculture in ways you can feel when you visit places like Pole Green Produce, drive past open land, or hear people talk about Hanover tomatoes. The county also has a property tax rate that has compared favorably with some of the other Richmond area localities, but tax rates can change and should be verified before you make decisions. When you're comparing homes, look at the full cost picture. Mortgage, taxes, insurance, HOA dues if applicable, utilities, commute, and maintenance all matter. If school assignment is part of your search criteria, verify the exact address directly through official Hanover County Public School resources. Do not rely only on a listing description. Do not rely on a third-party website alone. Do not make assumptions from a nearby address. Assignments are address-specific, and the official district source is the safest place to confirm them. Some buyers ask specifically about certain school attendance areas, including Atlee area addresses, but that still needs to be verified property by property. From a real estate standpoint, my job is not to rank schools for you or tell you which one is the best. My job is to help you understand how to verify the information correctly and build that research into your home search if it matters to you. Living in Hanover County means living somewhere that still has a clear sense of itself. For the right buyer, that is part of the appeal. Let me give you the direct version. Mechanicsville can make a lot of sense if value is high on your priority list. In many searches, buyers find that their budget stretches differently here than it does in Short Pump, Glen Allen, or some of the more expensive West End market. That does not mean every home is a bargain. It means the price picture can look different, especially when you compare established resale homes against newer or more competitive areas. This area can also work well if you want options. A buyer may be able to look at an older rancher with character and a newer construction community in the same broader search. That range can be helpful if you're not fully sure whether you want to update a resale home over time or move into something newer from the start. For buyers relocating from Northern Virginia, Maryland, or other higher cost markets, Mechanicsville can offer a more manageable path into ownership. My client from Northern Virginia found exactly that. She got access to a home she could actually own, personalize, and grow into in a way that was not available at the same price point where she was coming from. Mechanicsville may also appeal if Hanover County is specifically part of your search and you want to stay closer to Richmond City than Ashland would place you. That can be a useful middle ground. You get Hanover County, a practical suburban feel, local history, and access back toward the city, without being as far north as some other Hanover options. Where Mechanicsville may not be the right fit matters just as much. If you want urban energy, walkability, a dense restaurant scene, or the feeling of being close to constant activity, you may want to compare other parts of Richmond before choosing Mechanicsville. This area is settled, practical, and community-oriented. For some buyers, that is exactly right. For others, it may feel too quiet. The best way to know is to drive it, honestly, before you decide. Here's what I want you to take from this video. Mechanicsville is not complicated, but it is also not one-dimensional. The 360 side and the 301 side feel different. The established ranchers near Pole Green Road are not the same search as cottage-style new construction at Valletta Point. The half-acre lots at Shady Grove Park create a different lifestyle again. Commute, convenience, price point, home style, and daily rhythm all change depending on where you land. The buyers who do well here are the ones who drive the area honestly. Not just once, not only a quiet Sunday. Drive it at the time you would actually be on the road. Go through the neighborhoods you would actually consider. Stop at Giovanni's, Williams Bakery, Pole Green Produce, or Hanover Tavern and get a real feel for what your Saturday might look like. That kind of visit tells you more than a listing ever could. If Mechanicsville is on your list and you want to talk through whether it fits your specific situation, you can get my free Richmond relocation guide through the link in the description, or scan the QR code here and have it sent directly to your inbox. For a more personal conversation, grab a time on my calendar here. I help people navigate the Richmond Metro every week. Let's make sure you understand the area before you choose the house. Thanks for watching. I'll put the next video up on the screen now.